Hi, this is Kim, and this is my friend Mia.
Hi.
And we're going to read to you from the Urantia book, okay? And we're on paper 184 before this Sanhedrin Court, part 3, okay? So if you'd like to read, you let me know. Otherwise, I can read or I can help. Do you want to read?
I'll try. I'll read a little
We're here.
bit.
You want to read? Go ahead.
It was about 3:30 this Friday morning when the chief
Priest Caiaphas. Yeah.
Called the
Sanhedrin Court of Inquiry to order and asked that Jesus be brought before them for his formal trial. On 3 previous occasions, the Sanhedrin, by a large majority vote, had decreed the death of Jesus, had decided that he was worthy of death on informal charges of law-breaking, blasphemy, and flouting the traditions of the fathers of Israel.
What page?
Page 1714.
714.
This was not a regularly called meeting of the Sanhedrin and was not held in the usual place, the chamber of hewn stone in the temple. This was a special trial court of some 30 Sanhedrists and was convened in the palace of the high priest. John Zebedee was present with Jesus throughout this so-called trial. So this is kind of a sham court, kind of a, right? What do they call this again? Like a monkey court or something?
I don't know.
Kangaroo court or something like that?
The Court of America?
Yeah, yeah, Okay, say hi, Heather. This is Heather.
Hi there.
Go say hi to the people. Hello, this is Heather.
I'm always a late student.
Heather is the mother of Mia, in case you didn't see by their, resemblance. They're both very lovely young ladies. Okay. Yeah. Okay, you got a chair? Pull up a chair, honey.
I'm going to get the yoke off.
Okay. All right. Okay. How these chief priests, scribes, Sadducees, and some of the Pharisees flattered themselves that Jesus, the disturber of their position and the challenger of their authority, was now securely in their hands. And they were resolved that he should never live to escape their vengeful clutches. Okay. Dylan, do you want to sit with us?
Sure. Grab the chair from over there by Mia.
Yeah, why not?
Yeah,
be on YouTube.
Yes.
This will make you famous. You'll be a star.
I have to go walk my toaster.
You have to walk your toaster? He's going to walk a toaster. Right. Okay. Okay, so this is Dylan. Say hi to the people.
Hello.
So Dylan and Mia are both the progeny of beautiful Heather. Right there she is.
It wasn't
Yes.
me. No,
Yes. Yeah, it's her. Yeah. Okay. And I'm just the, I'm just the friend of the family or the C star. I'm the C star of Heather. Yes, I am. Okay. Ordinarily, the Jews, when trying a man on a capital charge, proceeded with great caution and provided every safeguard of fairness in the selection of witnesses and the entire conduct of the trial. But on this occasion, Caiaphas was more of a prosecutor than an unbiased judge. So they're not giving Jesus the regular procedures that safeguard the fairness, right? They don't care about safeguarding his rights. They've already decided that he needs to be executed, and they've already decided this.
I feel like that. I'm not joking with I'm serious with my experience in the courtrooms here today in different counties, that it's a boys and girls club and that you're not able to.
Okay. Tell people about it, Heather.
So I feel when I, hear this, that this is from my experience, being in and out of the courtrooms, in different counties, three different counties, 4. Anyways, it's like a boys and girls club, and I don't feel like they there was one county in Blue Earth. Blue Earth gave me an attorney, and actually this attorney sat down with me and others and negotiated things with me. Otherwise, I've never seen that again. And I just.
So it's rare that there's
That they're safeguarding. You're right.
Fairness.
Yes.
in courts.
Yep.
Most of the emphasis in court, the way I understand it, is to get their bias isn't really. It's to get things done with. That they want to have it wrapped up. They want you to cop a plea.
Yep.
They want you to hurry up and get it done with, because they're so backlogged that if they took the time to try every case. So they're really pressuring you to go ahead, plea bargain, and then that's but if you're innocent, you're never benefiting from plea bargain. Never.
No, exactly. Because you have to admit the guilt.
You have
It's
and nobody tells you that.
Yeah.
Really.
Until they have to, they
No.
read a series of questions when you admit to something that has changed throughout the years. That I'm just like, wow, it's like they're making me say things that I do not.
Right.
I don't agree with, but I guess I have to take this plea, and if I want it this way, then I have to say these words, and under oath and under recording.
Otherwise, you have to sit in jail. And you know what? This is their bread and butter too. It's like their fines. This is taxation. This is taxation without representation. That's what they do in the courts, and when they lay a fine on you. So these are regressive taxes.
Or even a charge. They don't understand, like, these charges affect people's lives.
Yeah. Well, you're just their fodder. They just process you through the mill. It's just like, it's nothing personal, even though to you it's your life, it's your livelihood, it's your ability to be a free, self-determining human being. It's huge. But to them, it's just their bread and butter. It's just grind you through the mill. It's like another person here to get through the wheels of the system. And they don't take it, it's not personal to them. No. That's what you got to understand. They're not hateful people. No, they're just not
taught to care.
They're taught not to.
And then it's like when we go to work in the corporate world, you can put your head down and just do it. And you know that this isn't your value. Right.
But that's not even what Jesus is getting. I guess the point of this is that Jesus isn't even getting that. This is very personal.
Yes, it is.
About Jesus. This is very full of hate and full of a personal judgment against him.
Yeah.
Because he's not getting the regular rigmarole. He's not even getting that.
Yeah.
He's getting slammed against the wall and steamrolled right here.
You're kind of slandering his character.
Right. They're saying that you're So he's because he's taking their own power away from them.
Yep.
Because they feel like this is their job to teach the people how to be good Jews and how to be good God-loving people, right? Yep. And he's actually doing their job better than they are. And they're envious is what they are. They're leading followers away from them. Yep. He's infringing on their business. Yep. Okay, so that's a personal thing to them.
And then pride is another one.
Pride. Sure. It's pride and envy. That's what it is. Sure. Sure. That's what it is. Okay. Anyway. Okay. All right.
Thank you, Kim.
Thank you, Heather. Yeah. Okay. Jesus, appeared before this court. Do you see where I'm at?
Yep.
Appeared before this court, clothed in his usual garments and with his hands bound together behind his back. Like he's a threat to anybody, right?
Right.
There. Yeah. The entire court was startled and somewhat confused by his majestic appearance. Never had they gazed upon such a prisoner nor witnessed such composure in a man on trial for his life. Do you want to go?
Yeah. The Jewish law required that at least two witnesses must agree upon any point before a charge could be laid against the prisoner. Judas could not be used as a witness against Jesus because the Jewish law specifically forbade the testimony of a traitor. More than a score of false witnesses were on hand to testify. More than a score of false witnesses.
20.
Okay,
more than 20.
Thank you. False witnesses were on the hand to testify against Jesus, but their testimony was so contradictory and so evidently trumped up trumped up that
Made
the
up, yeah.
Sanhedrists
Yeah.
themselves were very much ashamed of the performance. Jesus stood there looking down benignly upon these perjurers, and his very
Countenance.
countenance disconcerted
Mhm.
disconcerted the lying witnesses, and his very continuance
Countenance. His
Sorry.
his way of
Accountability.
his manner of being is your countenance.
Okay,
It's like your
got it.
attitude.
sure.
Yeah.
So yeah, they threw them all off. Throughout all this false testimony, the master never said a word. He made no reply to their many false accusations.
The first time any two of their witnesses approached even the semblance of an agreement was when two men testified that they had heard Jesus say in the course of one of his temple discourses that he would destroy this temple made with hands and in 3 days make another temple without hands. That was not exactly what Jesus said, regardless of the fact that he pointed to his own body when he made the remark referred to. You want to go?
I'm gonna let you keep going. Are you okay?
Okay,
Thank
sure.
you.
Although the highest priest shouted at Jesus, "Do you not answer any of these charges?" Jesus opened not his mouth. He stood there in silence while all of these false witnesses gave their testimony. Hatred, fanaticism, and unscrupulous exaggeration so characterized the words of these perjurers that their testimony fell in its own entanglements. The very best refutation of their false accusations was the master's calm and majestic silence.
That's nice. I could learn a lot from that.
Yeah. So he's just looking at them straight. So he's very aware of what's happening to him. He's not like, cowering or hiding or like looking away. He's looking right at them.
Mm-hmm.
And in his eyes, he's saying, "You know better.
Mm-hmm.
You know better."
It's better than I've noticed with false activities and people when they want to continue on with their their distortions, they like to ask questions. Like they'll rhetorically ask me a question and it's like I just stand there in frozen silence, like you can't answer me, can you? And it's like, and well, if I do, it goes down the rabbit hole. I know this, I know this now. You know what I mean? Like, but it's a continuum of,
because they're going to use whatever you say.
Yes.
They'll
Yes.
use whatever words you say
Yes.
against you.
Yes, they do.
The rabbit hole is a good word for
Yep.
it.
Yep.
Shortly after the beginning of the testimony of the false witnesses, Annas arrived and took his seat beside Caiaphas. Annas now arose and argued that this threat of Jesus to destroy the temple was sufficient to warrant 3 charges against him. 1, that he was a dangerous traducer of the people, that he taught them impossible things and otherwise deceived them. 2, that he was a fanatical revolutionist and that he advocated laying violent hands on the sacred temple. Else, how could he destroy it?
Oh, wow. Yeah.
3, that he taught magic inasmuch as he promised to build a new temple and that without hands.
Oh, wow.
Already had the full Sanhedrin agreed that Jesus was guilty of death-deserving transgressions of the Jewish laws, but they were now more concerned with developing charges regarding his conduct and teachings, which would justify Pilate in pronouncing the death sentence upon their prisoner. They knew that they must secure the consent of the Roman governor before Jesus could legally be put to death. And Annas was minded to proceed along the line of making it appear that Jesus was a dangerous teacher to be abroad among the people. So they know they have to take him to the Roman court, right? Because they're Roman subjects, right? So this is the Jewish court. So there's multiple court proceedings here, right? But Caiaphas could not longer endure the sight of the master standing there in perfect composure and unbroken silence. He thought he knew at least one way in which the prisoner might be induced to speak. Accordingly, he rushed over to the side of Jesus and shaking his accusing finger in the master's face, said, I adjure you in the name of the living God that you tell us whether you are the deliverer, the Son of God. Jesus answered Caiaphas, I am. Soon I go to the Father, and presently shall the Son of Man be clothed with power and once more reign over the hosts of heaven.
Nice.
So he said, yes, I am the Son of God. I am all powerful. And, you shouldn't be messing with me.
Right.
you
Right.
little piece of snot.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
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 All right.
Let's
Okay.
see.
So, yep. Do you want to go?
Oh, sure. When the high priest heard Jesus utter these words, he was exceedingly angry and rending his outer garments.
So he's so mad. He's like ripping his shirt like this, like, I am Tarzan.
Yeah.
Of the Sanhedrin.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
No, I can tell you're heated.
I love it.
Let's see here.
See, this stuff doesn't have to be boring,
Oh, no, I love it.
It's awesome. Okay, go ahead.
Okay.
Rending his outer garments, he exclaimed,
what further need have we of witnesses? Behold, now have you all heard this man's blasphemy? What do you now think should be done with this lawbreaker and blasphemer? And they all answered in unison, he is worthy of death. Let him be crucified. Jesus manifested no interest in any question asked him. When before Annas or the Sanhedrin, except for the one question relative to his bestowal mission. When asked if he were the Son of God, he instantly and unequivocally answered in the affirmative. Annas desired that the trial proceed further, and that charges of the definite nature regarding Jesus' relation to the Roman law and Roman institutions be formulated for subsequent presentation to Pilate. Or Pilate, right?
Pilate.
Oh,
Pilate.
I think it's Pilates because it's
Pilates.
Yeah,
no, it's not like yoga. It's not like exercise. Not Pilates.
Okay, Pilate.
Pilot.
Okay.
I know it sounds like it's like the
Pilate,
pilot of the aircraft, but it's not.
Sure. Yep.
I think it's pilot.
Pilot. Okay. Pilot.
I mean, that's how
Pilot.
I've always heard it. So,
Roman institutions be formulated for subsequent presentation to Pilate. The counselors were anxious to carry these matters to a speedy determination, not only because it was the preparation day for the Passover and no secular work should be done after noon, but also because they feared Pilate might any time return to the Roman capital of Judea, Caesarea.
Judea.
Oh, Judea.
Caesarea.
Since he was in Jerusalem only for the Passover celebration. But Annas did not succeed in keeping control of the court. After Jesus had so unexpectedly answered Caiaphas, the highest priest stepped forward and smote him in the face with his hand.
Hit him.
Wow. Annas was truly shocked as the other members of the court, in passing out of the room, spit in Jesus' face, and many of them mockingly slapped him with the palm of their hands. And thus, in disorder and with such unheard of confusion, this first session of the Sanhedrin trial of Jesus ended at the 4:30
in the morning, 4 a.m.
Wow. Yeah. 30 prejudiced and tradition-blinded false judges, who with their false witnesses are presuming to sit in judgment on the righteous creator of a universe. And these impassioned accusers are exasperated by the majestic silence and superb bearing of this God-man. His silence is terrible to endure. His speech is fearlessly defiant. He is unmoved by their threats and undaunted by their assaults. Man sits in judgment on God, but even then he loves them and would have saved them if he could. Wow. Well, they didn't seem to be savable. I mean, they're obviously put him right there. I mean, they're saying so they're
Yeah.
at that point. So wow.
No, at this point, it's like double down or die.
Yeah. Wow.
For them.
Once again, I bring this back to today's courts because I have to make sense of everything I've been through. I have to. And when I read these stories about Jesus going through this, it's just like, wow, because it just makes sense, like the lack of justice you see within the systems when you've been transgressed against or a victim of a violent crime. And there's no justice. I haven't seen it. But I've had the reign of the, I've been charged of a violent crime. And, I was 7 months pregnant when that happened. Why was I charged? I ran out of the house with no shoes on, in December 11th. That's cool. I ran out of there. But for me, there's no justice for the actual people that are being
prosecuted.
Right. And, I was, in a violent relationship, and this guy was very, he had a lot of sickness in him. So, and I didn't have the power or knowledge to not be a victim into that. I just kept, going back, and then we were tied by a baby. So, there was reasons for going back to that. But I'm just saying, when a person gets a charge, my ex was able to use that against me, like I'm the abuser because and it's like, wow.
How dare you get pregnant, right?
Right. Yeah. But, I just find it, it just floored me. I remember looking at the prosecutor and him looking at me in my pregnant state, and he looked like he wanted me. Like he was happy to prosecute me. And I'm not sure, his look in his face was just, I'll never forget it. And now he's the district county attorney. And anyways, it's just, I would love to bring that to people's attention. These are the things that are very passionate about because, kind of, an alchemist, I don't know, that, working out all the transgressions I've been through instead of like, I need to make peace with that, making sure that the justice systems are where they need to be because they're not. And my children walk through this.
They're okay. And those are all very personal issues.
Yeah.
And they're important. That's all very important, Heather. Yeah. And this space here for this program that we're doing, this is a broader angle thing. And so I'd rather stick to the full, you know what I mean? And I see what in general what you're saying about the courts, but I'm trying to keep personal stuff kind of out of the context of this discussion.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying? Where am I?
Oh, I do. Yeah,
okay.
I do.
Okay.
Yeah.
So if that's okay with you, not that what you're saying isn't important. It's very true. It's very important. And you've lived through it. You've lived through a lot. But we'll do that. We'll talk between ourselves about these things.
This isn't going. This is live.
This is live.
Wow.
Yeah. Hi. Yeah. This is live. We're going live. So
Yeah,
you're telling people about.
And that's okay. I don't mind. It's just being corrected about your show in front of everybody is, gotta tell you a little
Should we
bit.
say goodbye?
Yeah, definitely.
Goodbye.
Take
You know
care.
what? I don't think anybody's watching anyway.
Wow.
It's just, this is pretty,
Okay.
but maybe someday people, when we're famous,
Yay.
and then everybody's going to find out and they're going to go out and archive this stuff and
And I have
hold
no
it
problem
against
with
my children and stuff. Probably. I don't know. But anyway.
right.
Okay. Bye. Bye. That's enough.